Have you ever woken up with a strange mark on your skin? You know you go to bed perfectly fine, but when the sun rises, there's a mysterious red line. A weird splotch, or what looks like a tiny scratch. You rack your brain, trying to remember if you bumped into something, or if your cat decided to use you as a scratching post in the middle of the night. But you draw blank. What if I told you that most of these morning mysteries have a completely logical and sometimes even fascinating explanation? Let's dive into the science behind the marks that appear on our skin at dawn. One of the most common culprits is something called dermatographia, which literally means skin writing. It sounds like something out of a fantasy novel, doesn't it? But it's a real condition, where even light pressure on the skin causes a raised red line to appear. So, if you've been sleeping on a wrinkled bedsheet, the seam of your pajamas, or even just resting your arm in a weird position, the pressure can trigger this reaction. It looks alarming, but it's usually harmless and fades within about 30 minutes. Around 5% of people have this. So next time you see a strange line, try gently scratching another part of your skin. If a similar line appears, you might just be a skin writer. Then there are the mysterious bruises. You wake up with a blue or purple spot on your leg and have zero memory of any injury. What's going on here? Often, these are from minor bumps you got during the day that you didn't even notice. Maybe you knocked against the corner of your desk or bumped into a chair. At the time, it was so insignificant that your brain didn't register it as a noteworthy event. But overnight, the tiny blood vessels under the skin that were damaged slowly leak blood, forming a bruise that becomes visible by morning. It's like a delayed message from your body saying, "Hey, remember that thing you bumped into yesterday? Here's the evidence." Now, let's talk about the little red dots or splotches. These can be caused by a few different things. Sometimes, it's just an insect bite. A mosquito or a spider might have paid you a visit while you were deep in dreamland. They do their business, and you wake up with the itchy aftermath. Another common cause, especially if the spots are clustered together, is a heat rash. If you got too warm and sweaty under your blankets, your sweat ducts can get blocked, leading to tiny, inflamed bumps. This is your body's way of telling you to maybe turn down the thermostat or switch to lighter bedding. Have you ever noticed what looks like a tiny scratch, but you're sure you didn't do it? Well, you might have done it in your sleep. Many of us move around quite a bit during the night. It's entirely possible that your own fingernail, even if it's short, could have accidentally scratched you while you were turning over or adjusting your pillow. It's an unconscious action, so you wouldn't remember it. It's like sleepwalking, but on a much smaller scale, sleep scratching. And of course, we can't forget our furry friends. If you have a cat or a dog that sleeps in your bed, they are often the source of these mystery marks. A playful pounce, a stretch of their claws, or even just them jumping on and off the bed can leave a small scratch or a pressure mark. They don't mean any harm. They're just being their adorable, sometimes clumsy, selves. So, the next time you wake up with an unexplained mark, don't panic. Take a moment to think about the simple explanations. Was your bedding wrinkled? Did you get a little too warm? Did your pet have a midnight adventure on your bed? Most of the time, the cause is something completely ordinary. Our bodies are constantly reacting to our environment, even when we're asleep. These morning marks are just little stories written on our skin overnight. What's the weirdest mark you've ever woken up with? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to read your stories. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this little investigation, don't forget to like and subscribe for more curious content. See you in the next one. Have you ever heard of a spell so powerful, so ancient, that it can't be cast with words or wands, but only with a heartbeat? This isn't a story from some dusty old grimoire. It's a tale woven into the very fabric of our existence. A magic we all possess, but rarely acknowledge. Imagine a world where your intentions, your deepest desires. Do you not just echo in your mind but ripple out into the universe with every beat of your heart? This is the core of the heartbeat spell. It's the idea that our heart isn't just a pump. It's a powerful transmitter, sending signals to the world around us. Think about it. When you feel joy, your heart flutters. When you're scared, it pounds. Each emotion creates a unique rhythm, a specific frequency. What if that frequency was the key to shaping our reality? This isn't just wishful thinking. There's a fascinating connection here to real science. Our bodies generate an electromagnetic field, and the heart's field is the most powerful of all, thousands of times stronger than the brain's. This field extends out from our bodies, interacting with the world. Ancient traditions have called this energy by many names: prana, chi, life force. They all point to the same thing: an invisible energy centered in the heart that connects us to everything. So, how do we cast this spell? It's simpler than you might think. It begins with coherence, a state where your heart, mind, and emotions are in perfect alignment. You can achieve this through deep, rhythmic breathing. Inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. As you breathe, focus your attention on your heart. Feel its steady rhythm. Picture it glowing with a warm, comforting light. Now, bring to mind a clear intention. What do you truly want to create in your life? Don't just think it, feel it. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the love of having it right now. Let that emotion fill you up, making your heart's glow even brighter. This is the crucial step. The feeling is the spell. Your mind provides the blueprint, but your heart provides the power. It translates your desire into a vibrational language the universe understands. This isn't about getting a new car or winning the lottery overnight. The heartbeat spell works on a much deeper level. It's about aligning yourself with the flow of life, attracting experiences, people, and opportunities that resonate with your true self. When you operate from a place of love, gratitude, and coherence, you start to notice synchronicities. The right person calls at the right time. An unexpected door opens. You feel guided, supported, and in tune with the world. Think of it like tuning a radio. If you want to listen to a station broadcasting at 98.7 FM, you have to tune your receiver to that exact frequency. Your heart is your receiver and your transmitter. By focusing on positive emotions, you're tuning your personal frequency to the station of abundance, joy, and connection. You're not forcing anything to happen. You're simply becoming a match for what you desire. The best part is, you can practice this anywhere, anytime. Stuck in traffic? Take a few deep breaths and focus on your heart. Feeling stressed before a meeting? Center yourself with a moment of gratitude. You are constantly casting this spell, whether you're aware of it or not. The question is, what are you broadcasting? Fear and anxiety, or love and possibility? Start today. Take just 5 minutes. Sit quietly, breathe, and connect with the steady, powerful rhythm within you. Feel the magic of your own heartbeat. You are a creator, and the most powerful spell you will ever cast is the one written in the language of your heart. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, give this video a like and subscribe for more journeys into the magic of being human. See you next time. Have you ever heard the old saying, cats have 9 lives? Well, let me tell you a story about a cat who seemed to have 1,000, and whose eyes shone brighter than any lantern on a dark night. This is the tale of Jasper, the town's most mysterious feline. In the quiet, cobblestone village of Oakhaven, where gas lamps still flickered to life at dusk, Jasper was more than just a cat. He was a local legend. No one knew where he came from. One day, he just appeared, a sleek black cat with eyes the color of molten gold. When night fell, his eyes didn't just reflect the light, they seemed to create it, casting a warm, gentle glow wherever he went. The children called him Lantern Eyes, and the name stuck. Jasper wasn't a pet in the traditional sense. He belonged to everyone and no one. He would spend his mornings napping in the sun-drenched window of the bakery, his afternoons chasing butterflies in the vicar's garden, and his evenings perched on the old stone bridge, his eyes cutting through the deepening twilight. The strange thing about Jasper was his uncanny ability to be exactly where he was needed most. Old Mrs. Gable swore he appeared on her doorstep one stormy night, his glowing eyes the only thing she could see, just moments before a loose roof tile crashed down where she had been standing. A young boy named Leo, who had gotten lost in the woods, said Jasper led him back to the path, his eyes like two guiding stars in the darkness. People started to believe Jasper was a guardian, a silent protector of Oakhaven. They would leave out saucers of milk and choice cuts of fish for him, little offerings of thanks. But Jasper was selective. He only took what he needed, and he always seemed to repay the kindness in his own mysterious way. The baker found a rare, fragrant herb growing by his back door after sharing a pastry with Jasper. The librarian, who always saved a spot for him by the fire, discovered a long-lost first edition tucked away on a shelf she'd checked 100 times. One year, a harsh winter fell upon Oakhaven. The snow was relentless, and the river that ran through the town froze solid, then began to rise, threatening to flood the lower village. Panic set in. The townspeople worked tirelessly, building barriers with sandbags, but the water kept creeping higher. As night descended, cold and unforgiving, a sense of despair washed over them. That's when Jasper appeared. He walked to the edge of the rising water, his golden eyes blazing with an intensity no one had ever seen before. He let out a long, resonant meow that echoed through the silent, snowy night. It wasn't a sound of fear, but of command. He then turned and began walking deliberately towards the old, abandoned mill upstream. A few brave souls, trusting the cat's strange wisdom, followed him. They found what Jasper had sensed. A massive jam of ice and fallen trees was blocking the river's natural flow, causing the water to back up towards the town. Working together by the light of their lanterns and Jasper's glowing eyes, they managed to break the jam. With a mighty roar, the river surged forward, and the water level in the village began to recede. Oakhaven was saved. When they returned, Jasper was sitting calmly on the stone bridge, his eyes back to their usual gentle glow, as if nothing extraordinary had happened. From that day on, he wasn't just a legend, he was a hero. Years passed, and Jasper grew old. His black fur was flecked with gray, and he moved a little slower. One autumn morning, he was gone. He didn't reappear at the bakery, the garden, or the bridge. The town searched, but it was as if he had vanished into the mist from which he came. Some say he used up his last life, saving the town. Others believe that when a guardian's work is done, they simply move on to where they are needed next. The people of Oakhaven never forgot their lanternite, Cat. They even commissioned a small bronze statue of him for the town square. His eyes made of polished amber that catches the light just so. And sometimes, on the darkest nights, when the moon is hidden behind the clouds, the children of Oakhaven swear they can see two small golden lights bobbing in the distance, a silent protector still watching over their little town. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves a good mystery. See you next time. Have you ever met someone with a truly unforgettable name? A name that sounds like a poem, a song, or a story, all on its own. Well, today I want to introduce you to a woman who has turned this fascination into a lifelong passion. She doesn't collect stamps, coins, or art. She collects names. It all started when she was just a little girl. In her small town, most people had common, traditional names. But one day, a new family moved in, and their daughter had a name she'd never heard before, Serafina. It sounded magical, like a character from a fairy tale. From that moment on, she began listening, really listening, to the names of everyone she met. She started carrying a small leather-bound notebook wherever she went. At the park, in the grocery store. Watching the credits of a movie, anytime she heard a name that sparked her curiosity, she would jot it down. Her collection grew from a few dozen to hundreds, then thousands. She has notebooks filled with names from every corner of the globe. There are names like Aliana, which means sun in Latin, and Kenji, a Japanese name meaning strong and vigorous. She has names that are short and punchy, and names that are long and lyrical. But this isn't just about hoarding words. For her, each name is a tiny, self-contained story. It holds the hopes and dreams of the parents who chose it. It carries the weight of history, culture, and family tradition. She'll spend hours researching the origins and meanings of her favorite finds. For example, she discovered that the name Penelope comes from Greek mythology and is often associated with faithfulness and craftiness. The name Idris has roots in both Welsh and Arabic, meaning Lord or to study. Her collection isn't just organized alphabetically. She has sections for names that sound like nature, like Willow, River, and Caspian. Another section is names from forgotten literature, where she uncovers gems from centuries-old books. She even has a category for names that feel like colors, like indigo or sienna. It's a deeply personal and creative way of seeing the world. Over the years, her unusual hobby has brought unexpected joy into her life and the lives of others. Friends, and even strangers who hear about her passion, now come to her for help. Expectant parents, writers, struggling to name a character. People looking for a new name for their boat, or even their pet. They all seek her out. She doesn't just give them a list. She listens to their stories, their feelings, and helps them find a name that truly resonates. She believes the right name is a gift, a first piece of identity. She once helped a couple who wanted a name that represented strength and resilience after a difficult time. She suggested Phoenix, the mythical bird that riseth from the ashes. It was perfect. Another time, she helped an author find the name for a quiet but wise old wizard, suggesting Alaric, an old Germanic name meaning ruler of all. So what can we learn from the woman who collects names? Perhaps it's a reminder to pay attention to the little details around us, to find beauty in the everyday, even in something as simple as a name. Her story shows us that passion can be found in the most unexpected places, and that sharing that passion can create wonderful connections. What's the most interesting name you've ever come across? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales of fascinating people. See you next time. In my old high school, there's a story whispered down the halls, a legend that feels a little too real. It's about a circle drawn beneath the school, a place no one is supposed to know about, let alone find. They say it wasn't part of the original blueprints. It was added later, in secret, for a purpose no one can quite agree on. Some say it was a time capsule, a place to store the dreams and fears of the first students. Others believe it was something more mysterious. The story goes like this. Decades ago, when the school was first built, a group of students, calling themselves the Founders Circle, wanted to leave a permanent mark. They were artists, poets, thinkers, and dreamers. They felt the structured curriculum stifled their creativity and wanted a space where imagination could run free, unbound by rules or grades. So, they found a forgotten sub-basement, a dusty, unused space beneath the gymnasium. In the center of this room, they drew a large, intricate circle. It wasn't just chalk or paint. They used materials that represented their passions. Crushed pigments from the art room, ink from a poet's pen, soil from the science lab's garden, and even shavings from a musician's violin bow. Each line and symbol they drew into the circle was a piece of themselves, a hope for the future students of the school. They believed that anyone who stood within the circle would be filled with an overwhelming wave of inspiration. The legend says they performed a small, quiet ceremony, pouring their collective creative energy into the circle. They vowed to keep it a secret, a hidden sanctuary for the artistic souls who would come after them. For years, it worked. Every so often, a student struggling with writer's block or a lack of inspiration would stumble upon the circle, almost as if it called to them. They'd leave the room feeling refreshed, their minds buzzing with new ideas. The school experienced a golden age of creativity. Its art shows were renowned, its literary magazine won national awards, and its plays were legendary. But secrets, especially ones that powerful, are hard to keep. A new, overly zealous principal took over. He heard whispers of an unsanctioned club and a secret room. Fearing it was some kind of mischief, he launched an investigation. He eventually found the sub-basement and the circle. He didn't see art or inspiration. He saw graffiti, a violation of school policy. He saw it as a symbol of rebellion that needed to be stamped out. So, he ordered the room sealed. The door was bricked up, plastered over, and painted to match the surrounding walls, erasing it from the school's layout and from memory. The principal believed he had restored order. But then, something strange began to happen. The school's creative spark started to dim. The art became derivative, the writing uninspired. The once vibrant halls grew a little quieter, a little grayer. It was as if sealing away the circle had also sealed away the school's very soul. The story of the circle became a cautionary tale, a ghost story told by older students, 2 freshmen. Most people dismiss it as just another school legend, but some still believe. They say that if you listen closely in the dead of night, when the school is empty and silent, you can still hear a faint, rhythmic hum coming from beneath the gymnasium floor. They say it's the energy of the circle, trapped but still alive, waiting for someone to find it and set its inspiration free once more. Maybe it's just a story. Or maybe every school has a hidden heart, a place where its true spirit resides. And maybe, just maybe, ours is still down there, waiting in the dark, in a circle drawn with hopes and dreams. What do you think? Does your school have a legend like this? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.